Radiopaque gallstone and kidney stone. This is a plain X-ray of abdomen with upper part of pelvis showing multiple radiopaque shadows in the right paravertebral region below the 12th rib, which appears closely packed. Apart from these, there is another dense staghorn type of radiopaque shadow in the right kidney region. What is your diagnosis? This appearance suggests radiopaque gallstones and kidney stone. What percentage of gallstone and kidney stones are radiopaque? About 10% gallstones are radiopaque and about 90% kidney stones are radiopaque. What are the DD of a radiopaque shadow in this region? Kidney stone, gallstones, pancreatic calculi, foreign body, fecalith, phlebolytes, calcified lymph node, calcified renal tuberculosis, calcified adrenal gland, chip, fracture of a transverse process of vertebra or calcification of costal cartilage. How will you confirm your diagnosis? I will take a lateral view. Gallstone lies anterior to the vertebral body, kidney stone lies posterior to the vertebral body or overlaps the vertebral body. Confirmation will be by an ultrasonography. Ultrasonography will show the gallbladder outline. The gallbladder wall thickness may be assessed and stone in the gallbladder will be confirmed by the presence echogenic mass inside the gallbladder, which casts acoustic shadows. The size of the common bile duct and presence of any stone in the bile duct may also be seen. Kidney can be seen and its size may be measured. Cortex and medulla can be delineated. The pelvicoileal system can be seen and presence of renal calculi may also be demonstrated by demonstrating the echogenic mass in the pelvicoileal system showing acoustic shadows. What is limy bile? When the gallbladder contains a mixture of calcium carbonate and calcium phosphate, which has a consistency of toothpaste. In plain X-ray, the gallbladder appears as a dense white shadow. This occurs when there is gradual obstruction of the cystic duct or common bile duct. The bile, contained within the gallbladder, is absorbed and gallbladder epithelium secretes this white bile. What do you mean by silent or asymptomatic gallstones? Gallstone diagnosed in a patient in a routine health checkup or in the course of investigation for some other disease. Patient has no symptom pertaining to gallstones. What is the chance of such patients developing symptoms in follow-up? Most of the series has shown that the chance of developing symptoms is around 10% in 5 years follow-up and 15 to 20% in 15 years follow-up. Do all patients with silent stone need treatment? As the chance of developing symptoms in follow-up is not very high, 10% in 5 years follow-up, routine cholecystectomy for all silent gallstones is not indicated. What are the indications of treatment for silent gallstones? Elderly patients with diabetes mellitus, patients on immunosuppressive therapy or on dialysis, family history of carcinoma gallbladder or patient living in an area with high incidence of gallbladder carcinoma. Large gallstones greater than 2.5 centimeters. Multiple small gallstones. Radiopaque kidney stones and bladder stone. This is a plain X-ray of kidney, ureter and part of the bladder region showing multiple radiopaque shadows in the left kidney region. This is plain X-ray of kidney, ureter and bladder region showing a oval radiopaque shadow in the right half of the pelvis. How will you confirm your diagnosis? Ultrasonography of kidney, ureter and bladder region will show the kidney, pelvicoileal system, ureter and the bladder region. Presence of calculi may be shown by an echogenic mass casting acoustic shadow. An intravenous urography is also required to assess the functional status of the kidney. Which type of renal stones are radiopaque? Oxalate stones, phosphate stones, cystine stones, xanthine stones. Which type of renal stones are radiolucent? Uric acid and urate stones are radiolucent. If these stones are contaminated with calcium salts, they may be radiopaque. How the patients with renal stones presents? Asymptomatic stones seen on a routine X-ray or ultrasonography for some other reason. Symptomatic: fixed renal pain, dull aching, constant pain in the loin or hypochondriac region. Renal or ureteric colic: acute, colicky pain starts in the loin and radiates to the groin. There may be associated nausea and vomiting and strangury. Hematuria, due to irritation by the stone. Puria, due to associated infection. May present with hydronephrosis or pyonephrosis. How renal stones are formed? A number of factors are responsible for formation of renal stones. Urinary infection: bacteria forms the nidus for formation of renal stones. Some bacteria like Proteus split urea and makes the urine strongly alkaline. The inorganic phosphate compounds are less soluble in alkaline medium and results on formation of stones. Urinary stasis is associated with increased incidence of renal stones. Vitamin A deficiency: this may cause desquamation of urinary epithelium, which becomes the nidus for renal calculi. Decreased urinary citrate: urinary citrate keeps the calcium phosphate in solution. Decreased urinary citrate may result in precipitation of calcium phosphate in urine. Prolonged immobilization: this causes demineralization of bones and increased excretion of calcium phosphate in urine and is associated with increased incidence of renal stones. Hyperparathyroidism: increased parathormone in circulation causes hypercalcemia and hypercalciuria. There is gross demineralization of bones. Increased calcium in urine may result in increased incidence of renal stones. Altered urinary solutes and colloids: dehydration results in increased concentration of urinary solutes and these may precipitate to form stones. Reduction of urinary colloids, which adsorb solutes or mucoproteins, may result in formation of stones. Randall's plaque: the initial lesion is an erosion at the tip of a renal papilla. Deposition of calcium salts on this erosion forms a calcified plaque, Randall's plaque. These minute plaques are carried by the lymphatics to the subendothelial region, where they accumulate. These microliths grows further by deposition of calcium salts. Why phosphate stones becomes very large before they produce any symptoms? The phosphate calculi consisting of calcium phosphate and sometimes magnesium ammonium phosphate usually has smooth surface. The stone grows in alkaline urine. The bacteria in urine, Proteus sp, splits urea into ammonia and renders the urine alkaline, allowing further increase in size of the stone due to deposition of calcium phosphate. Why oxalate stones are commonly associated with hematuria? Oxalate stones are irregular in shape and covered with sharp projections, which may cause recurrent bleeding. The stones gets discolored by the pigments of altered blood. What are the complications of renal stones? Renal infection, acute pyelonephritis or pyonephrosis. Obstruction, hydronephrosis, hydrorrhea. Ureteral stricture, passage of stone may result in desquamation leading to fibrosis and stricture formation in ureter, calyces or renal pelvis. Chronic renal failure, in bilateral calculi with associated infection or obstruction. Calculus anuria, epidermoid carcinoma, presence of stones in the renal pelvis may cause squamous metaplasia and squamous cell carcinoma of the renal pelvis. How the renal stones can be treated by non-operative means. Extracorporeal shock wave lithotripsy is the modern method for non-operative treatment of renal stones. The earlier generation of ECSWL machine required the patient to be kept in a water bath. The newer generation of machines does not require a water bath. The ultrasound is focused on the stones, which results in fragmentation of the stones. These fragmented stones are cleared subsequently. However, these fragments may block the ureter or some of the fragment may be retained, resulting in a recurrent calculus. The success of treatment depends on the type of stone. Most oxalate and phosphate stones fragment well, but the hard stone like cystine and xanthine calculi does not fragment well and is difficult to treat by ECSWL. What is percutaneous nephrolithotomy, PCNL? This is minimally invasive technique for extraction of renal stones. A hollow needle is inserted percutaneously into the renal collecting system through the renal parenchyma. A guide wire is inserted through the needle and the needle is then withdrawn. Following the guide wire, the tract is dilated using a series of dilators. The nephroscope is then inserted through this dilated tract. Smaller stones can be extracted under vision. The larger stone needs to be fragmented by an ultrasound or by an electrohydraulic probe. The fragmented pieces are removed through the nephroscope. What are the complications of PCNL? Perforation of colon or pleura during placement of the needle. Bleeding. Perforation of the collecting system during insertion of the needle. What is the indication for open surgery for renal stones? If there is no facility for ECSWL or PCNL, or if these modalities fail, open surgery is indicated for removal of stones, nephrolithotomy or pyelolithotomy.